United States Congressman Tim Burchett from the state of Tennessee and a personal friend of Pastor Clarence Sexton, the independent fundamental Baptist preacher who died in 2023 and actually spoke at his funeral, has come out with some wild statements lately that he was briefed as a U.S. congressman about aliens from all the alphabet organizations. And the thing that he has openly said to the United States public is that if you knew what he knows now, you'd be up worrying about this type of stuff. And he is basically even said this. He said, if this country, if the public knew what I know, this nation would come unglued. That's wild. And we're going to talk about that in today's episode. Well, hello, friend. This is your friend Spencer here. I'm an independent Baptist preacher, and I talk about contemporary theological issues on this channel. Please go ahead and subscribe if you're new, and also check out our book, The Handbook of Modern Heretics, available on Amazon. You can check that link in the description below. This has been our best-selling book so far, and man, we've had a good time with this thing. It's been a blessing, and a lot of people have really enjoyed it. So check that out, and also smite your like button just to help the YouTube algorithm, or the lizard people will get you. That's a fact. And so here we go. Now, I want to start off by going into who Tim Burchett is. Now, I have actually met Tim Burchett a couple times. He was the mayor of Knox County. I believe he won that job twice. I believe he did. And he spoke at Temple Baptist Church there in Powell, Tennessee, when I was a member. And he was actually, if you'll check him out here, this is what he looks like. I didn't recognize him because he kind of had a beard and all this kind of stuff. But for those of you who are watching this, who are independent Baptist people, I want you to know that this man was a very good friend of Pastor Clarence Sexton. I remember we would have evangelistic meetings, open-air evangelistic meetings in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Tim Burchett would come and speak at these. So this man is not an atheist. He's not a New Age weirdo. I believe that from what I have been told, sources I have, of course, unverified, say that his family leaned more Presbyterian, but that these were believers, and that he was around Clarence Sexton a lot, actually spoke at his funeral. This man has come out and said stuff about aliens that is just wild stuff. Now, look, when you got people out there, these UFO people like Bob Lazar and whatever, that really don't have a testimony of being a Christian. When they say something, we kind of put it in this category. But I think when a Christian person that we know, and somebody who is friendly to the faith, and someone who claims to believe the Bible, when they come out with a testimony like this, I think maybe we should put it in a little bit different category. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but I think that that's what we probably should do. And with that, let me just jump into what this man said, so that we can check it out here. I'm going to show you several different sources here. This is Yahoo News. Congressman Tim Burchett says aliens are real and there's been human contact. This is another website here. I'm not suicidal. U.S. Congressman says UFO secrets he knows could keep Americans up at night and the country could become unglued. A sitting member of Congress has claimed that classified briefings on unidentified aerial phenomena contain information so unsettling that if released, it would fundamentally shake public confidence. The remarks made in a televised interview add to a growing chorus of political voices demanding greater transparency around what the U.S. government knows and raise fresh questions about why that information remains withheld. Tim Burchett, a Republican lawmaker and member of the House Task Force of the Declassification of Federal Secrets — I would want to be on that House task force. That would be awesome. Said this week that he has been briefed extensively by federal agencies on matters related to UFOs and extraterrestrial activity. I hope that they release all this stuff. I hope that they let us know. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what I think they've been doing. And I have some receipts, I believe, to show you that maybe at a later time, show you why. Speaking of Newsmax, Burchett did not disclose specifics, but described the content of those briefings in stark terms. He said he'd been briefed about just about every alphabet agency there is, adding that if the material were made public, you'd be up at night worrying about, thinking about this stuff. he went further, saying that a recent briefing he received would have set the earth on this country would have become unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard, and that such a release would prompt immediate public demand for answers. Despite repeatedly calling for full disclosure, Burchett made clear he would not be the one to reveal what he knows. In the same interview, he suggested there could be consequences for those who speak out, saying, "For the record, I'm not suicidal." Now, I'll tell you this, there was a scenario, there was actually, there's a lot to this, but Bob Lazar was on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he made the claim that he believes that alien technology is real and that he doesn't understand if it's interdimensional or from another time or from it's another planet or whatever. But he says that this stuff is so wild and this stuff is so bizarre that there has been a long lineage of people who have actually handled this stuff, looked at it, and been real close to it, who have all agreed that this stuff does not need to go out in the public. And there's probably a good reason for that. And I'll tell you about that here in just a moment. So just hang out with me for a moment here. I want to read this article here. This is from the New York Post. Intelligent alien life is out there, and its technology could destroy us in a microsecond, researchers claim. And all alien experts claim powerful extraterrestrial life exists in the universe, which is beyond the control of any government and could wipe out life on Earth. Following Tennessee Reps Tim Burchett's revelation last week that Americans would be up at night worrying if they were privy to the things he had been briefed about UFOs. Prominent research on the subject claimed the government is keeping secrets for a reason. Extraterrestrials have technology and power to overcome our technology and power. A retired McGill University professor and longtime researcher to the UFO phenomenon told the Post, the informed public knows that the UFOs exist, that UFOs are advanced machines we don't know how to make, and that they're operated by intelligences that are superior technologically. And and there's been pictures of this stuff forever, and the government has basically come out and said that these UFOs are real. They run at incredible speed. I even read reports that there's stuff that goes under the water at 200 miles an hour in the ocean. Interesting stuff like that. So, you know, there we go. That's what we have with that. Now, let me show you this video right here. This is from TMZ.com. Let me play just a little bit of this for you.
That was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there was somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw,
and so he's going to talk about what he
wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
So he's saying that, you know, we asked for these details and these things because I'm on this task force, and he said that they gave us things that were just bizarre and wild stuff, and he says it goes back a long way. So that's basically what he's saying there.
So there have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly, and then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about? A form of life that is not earthly, or just something mechanical that's not earthly?
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
The way you described this.
What'd you think of that? Life and technology that is not earthly. And Tim Burchett, who is actually dealing with this stuff right now, up to his eyeballs in this, dealing with this stuff like for a living, this is what he does, says it's both. Man, oh man, that's out there.
Whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah,
Should we believe that that's the part where it seemed alarming?
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see that, and I think that's. I just think, but I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
Yeah.
What I want to make sure.
Okay, so now you take into consideration here, and there's another part here I want to show you. There's another guy named Matt Gaetz who is involved in politics as well, and he said that he was recently briefed that there's an alien and human interbreeding program that is going on in the United States as well, and they talk about that here at about the 3:30 mark. So let me play this for you for a second.
Kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses, and he looked at me, he pulled me up close, and he said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed, and he talked about this interbreeding thing with.
We saw that. We saw that.
Yeah. Well, that's a true story.
Matt Gaetz said that the United States government is interbreeding aliens with humans. What a time to be alive, y'all.
That was military personnel. I think that would be a good story to talk to him about if you all can do that.
Right. He says he learned that from someone in the military.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a guy, it was an officer in uniform.
Yeah.
And Matt and I and Representative Luna, we all went down to Florida, and we were turned away. And then Matt made a phone call to somebody at the Pentagon, and all of a sudden they opened the doors and brought the pilots in that were supposed to tell us the story in the first place. And he can probably elaborate a little bit more on that. But that was pretty fantastic. That was a made-for-TV special right there in itself.
Oh boy. As you can tell, there's a lot of movement in this whole topic right now with aliens and the United States government. We're getting to the point now where a lot of the stuff that was done in the post-World War II CIA, especially in the 60s and that type of stuff, all these documents are becoming declassified now because, literally we're what are we, almost like, 50 years later. And, stuff like Martin Luther King's files have come out. A lot of the JFK stuff came out, and that was a nothing burger. But we're starting to really get a lot of pressure for some of the things that happened, 50, 60 years ago with aliens. And now I'm going to tell you this. The bottom line that Christians have to know about aliens is that it is a spiritual thing. It's not technological. There are no advanced species out in the ether of the universe somewhere, like, I don't know, just some, gray alien type things. That's not what's happening. All the stuff that is happening is demonic in nature. My theory on this and the documents that I've read, we put some of that stuff in the Spiritual Wickedness in High Places series on the Epstein files. We put all that together for you. My take on all that and with the pieces that we have, and including the framework of being a Bible-believing Christian, you put all that together, what you have is that you have the United States government has learned the dark secrets of the occult. And what they have done is they have taken things like what Jack Parsons did and what Aleister Crowley did, and they have learned how to open up portals into the third realm. We talked about that in 3 Adam 4. Now, that sounds ridiculous. It sounds insane, but this is reality. This is what these people have been attempting to do for a very long time. Now, I want to say this to you. What I believe is going on is that this, post-World War II, the Cold War era, the United States government got reports that Russia was using psychics as spies to spy on the United States government. And the American CIA says, well, if they're doing it, we need to figure out if we can do it too, because we can't let Russia have that advantage over us. So they started diving into all kinds of really dark stuff. There was things, and there's a litany of different things. MK Ultra. There's a number of these things. can we use psychedelics to go into the third realm? Can we go into the spirit world? Astral projecting was a thing. Can we astral project and learn how to break the time-space continuum so that we can actually, open portals to see and spy on our enemies? That's the type of stuff that they did. And if you don't believe they did that, I don't know what to say to you, because these black ops, black budget wings of the government, that's their job. Their job is to discover and deal with stuff like that, okay? Now, the secrecy surrounding all that is because it is the occult. That's what occult means. Occult means hidden or secret. There are no, the occult has always been a secret, hidden religion, whereas Christianity has always been an open religion. Come anybody wants to. And, come and get life and have life more abundant. When you go into the occult, you have to be initiated into it. You have to be handpicked. It runs like a secret society. And then once you get into it, you got to stay in it. You can never come out of it. And the reason, that's what Epstein was doing. Epstein was, compromising. Compertot or whatever that word is, getting dirt on guys so that if they ever came out of it, we would release the dirt on you and you'd go straight to prison. And that's exactly what's going on with this stuff. So what has happened is that they have done things, they've done experiments, and they have realized that, some of this stuff could work. And I believe what you're seeing are demonic manifestations. And we're just now getting to the point where people are more open to it, and people are, there's just been so much of it lately that, the genie's out of the bottle. There's nothing, you have to acknowledge it at this point. So, Tim Burchett, for him being a Christian man, and coming out and saying, yeah, I have been briefed on this stuff, and it would scare you what the government actually says, it's because it's demonic. I mean, it really is demonic in nature. And this is, I think as you go forward, we're going to see more and more and more of this stuff being talked about, more and more of this stuff being expressed, more of it. Really, it's almost like the curtain is being pulled back on the esoteric. And as it's being pulled back slowly and slowly, more people are going to be initiated into it. And you're going to see the rise of some just wild stuff. Whereas, when I was a kid, that would have been totally unhinged and insane to say something like that. But now it's just, everyday stuff. So we're being slowly initiated, slowly drawn into this, and we're being, it's becoming normalized. The occult is becoming normalized in this world. And I'll tell you this, guys, we're going to try to deal with some of this stuff in Third Adam 5. I'm working on that thing probably every day, and I got a lot of information here. I have my whole desk right back here is my desk and my table for researching and recording. And we're going to be working on all that. I've got piles of papers there, information I'm going through. So we'll be talking about some of this stuff here in the near future. But guys, I'm just telling you, man, Tim Burchett saying this as a seated congressman, as a friend of Clarence Sexton, and as a man who's a professing Christian, I think that kind of puts some of the wild claims of yesteryear, it kind of puts his words into a different category, if that makes sense. And I hope that you pay attention to this stuff, because this is very interesting. At least to me, it's interesting. So there you go. Check out our book, Handbook of Modern Heretics, available on Amazon. Link in the description below. You'll love this book. If it'll focus on that book, there you go. You'll love this book. I think it'll be a blessing to you. And you guys have a wonderful day. And subscribe to this channel and smite your like button, or the lizard people will get you. God bless you. Have a good day.